If the claim that an officer mistakenly used a gun instead of a taser sounds all too familiar, it should.
A BART police officer made the same assertion after he shot and killed Oscar Grant at the Fruitvale station back on New Year's Day 2009. Crown 4's Dan Kerman spoke to Grant's uncle and attorney today. He joins us now live with more. Dan?
Well, they say this sounds like deja vu all over again, this talk of weapons confusion. And the real question here, just like the question that they raised during the Oscar Grant case, should any weapon have been used in the first place? It was New Year's Day morning 2009 when Oscar Grant was shot and killed at Oakland's Fruitvale station by a BART police officer who claimed he grabbed his gun when he had planned to grab his taser.
Here we go again.
For Oscar Grant's uncle, the shooting of Dante Wright in Minnesota is all too familiar. Not just the claim of weapons confusion, but whether any weapon should have been used in the first place.
It's not like they didn't know who he was. And so even if he did attempt to run or jump in the vehicle to take off, there was no need to shoot a weapon or pull out a taser, because all you have to do is go to his home. All you have to do is go to his mother's house. You know his family, you know his friends.
This did not require deadly force or even force that was likely to produce harm with the taser.
Civil rights attorney John Burris, who represents Grant's family, agrees and says 12 years after Grant's death and a year after George Floyd's, little has changed.
It has not stopped. I certainly was hopeful that George Floyd would have been a momentum, a movement that would cause various cities and state and federal government to take a closer look at police activities. But I don't think it has on the question of shoot or don't shoot for officers.
Burris and Grant's uncles say some progress has been made, especially through legislation in California with changes to use of force laws. But ultimately, both agree it will take more than legislation.
It's more of a cultural issue. This is not about training, as people will put forth. This is more about the culture of policing being changed and the blue code of silence being broken.
Now, since Oscar Grant's death, policies and training have been beefed up at BART as they specifically relate to de-escalation, crisis intervention, and taser training. There have also been changes to BART's use of force policy. Reporting live, Dan Kerman, Crown 4 News.